For nearly a decade, Tesla promised self-driving cars.
Next year, by the end of the year, probably around, second quarter of next year.
This summer, we got to see what they actually looked like.
Might want to dial back your expectation.
One customer capturing footage of a left turn gone wrong, and others traveling in cars exceeding posted speed limits.
On a scale of kindergarten through 12th grade, the pilot tests that they're running are like first or second grade.
But here's what's scarier. While Tesla was failing to deliver that promise, they sold versions of that technology to hundreds of thousands of people.
Let's see how it works.
They called it,
And we are turning.
autopilot and full self-driving.
Oh dear Jesus!
This gambit made Tesla one of the most valuable companies in the world. But the gap between promise and reality has consequences.
A driver using the electric car maker's autopilot system died after crashing into a highway barrier last month.
People believed Tesla when the company called it self-driving. They crashed into fire trucks, concrete barriers, parked cars. Federal investigators tied hundreds of crashes and 14 deaths to the technology. They said Tesla's marketing misled people about what the cars could actually do. Now, one lawsuit by a single state agency could rein it in.
The lawsuit claims Elon Musk company is misleading customers about the car's self-driving capabilities.
If Tesla loses this case, they're going to get walloped with a whole bunch of more legal actions against them.
This is how Tesla made millions of people test subjects for an unfinished technology, and how one lawsuit may be the beginning of the end.
We want to have a great sports car that you'd buy even if it wasn't electric.
The excitement surrounding Tesla's release is almost electric.
To understand how Tesla's entire future now hangs on technology they may not actually have, you need to know how this thing all started.
Okay, guys, if you're fed up with paying high gas prices, why not pull the plug?
Before Tesla, electric cars were boring.
Is this a Chevy Volt?
After, they were cooler than a Porsche. But that made Tesla just a car company. Musk wanted more. He wanted a network of self-driving cars.
That's really the difference between Tesla being worth a lot of money and being worth basically zero.
There was one big problem. Tesla didn't yet have the technology. So Tesla made a bet. While other companies tested this stuff in controlled environments, Tesla sold early versions of it to customers, calling it autopilot and full self-driving. Wall Street loved it.
Tesla's reached escape velocity. Given autonomous driving, we think that in the next 5 years, the stock could actually go to 4,000.
But other companies started catching up. Tesla decided everyone else was wrong about how to build autonomous cars. They decided they could do it cheaper and better. And that's where this whole thing goes sideways.
What Tesla is doing with this single sensor flies in the face of what you are going to be taught at every university with a robotics program.
This is Missy Cummings. She is a former fighter pilot who now runs the autonomous robotics lab at George Mason. Why would Tesla choose such a risky approach? Well, to get that, first look at what they were betting against. I asked Missy about Waymo, the industry leader.
You know, the big difference is this huge LiDAR contraption on the top. It uses this sensor to build that world model using laser beams.
These laser beams are incredibly precise, but they can't see very far. That's where radar comes in.
What you can't really see, there is a radar here.
Radar's not as precise, but it sees far away. It gives the big picture that lasers can't. And then there are cameras that pull everything together.
These are the basically 3 sets of sensors that you would need to drive this car in a self-driving mode.
Every major self-driving car company has taken this approach, except Tesla. They only use one of these 3 technologies, cameras.
You can absolutely be superhuman with just cameras.
They call it Tesla vision or computer vision.
The best that computer vision can do is 97%, meaning 3 out of 100 situations that they're confronted with, they get wrong.
If 3 out of 100 flights ended in a crash, no one would fly. You cannot fix this with computer vision, at least not in today's technology, and I don't think in my lifetime. Which brings us back to the obvious question. Why is Tesla going this route?
I think for them it makes financial sense. All the other sensors are quite expensive.
Those extra sensors, they cost tens of thousands of dollars. And when more than half of your company's value depends on selling autonomous vehicles for under $30K,
this is really a money situation.
This created a war inside the company between engineers trying to build safe systems and Musk pushing for marketable features. Here's how far Musk was willing to go. In 2016, Musk shared this promo video titled "Full Self-Driving Hardware on All Teslas." The car is driving itself. Problem is, the video was fake. Here's how we found out. A man died crashing into a highway wall while using autopilot. During the ensuing trial, Tesla's own autopilot director was forced to testify. Under oath, he admitted their famous demo video was staged, the route predetermined and mapped prior to filming. In fact, the car crashed into a fence during initial testing. This wasn't a one-time incident. When naming the system, engineers wanted Copilot. Musk demanded autopilot. Engineers warned against removing radar from the technology. Musk ripped it out anyway. People resigned, and the impact was almost immediate.
So this is the classic phantom braking example.
Shadows, overpasses, anything can fool the camera, causing the car to stop.
It's a problem for all computer vision systems. That's why you have multiple sensors.
The Washington Post analyzed the data. In the 22 months before dropping radar, there were 34 official reports of phantom braking. In the 3 months after Tesla started to phase out radar, reports jumped to over 100. In December of 2022, California regulators decided to act.
The DMV claims the words autopilot and full self-driving are misleading.
The state sued Tesla for deceptive advertising. If Tesla loses, they owe customers millions and get banned from the state for a month.
The downside risk for Tesla is significant here. Losing here would be really bad for them.
This is Eric Goldman, a law professor who specializes in advertising.
It has always boggled my mind how Tesla keeps reiterating its central claim that drivers can treat their cars as autonomous. If in fact that's not true.
Autopilot is a terrible name. Full self-driving is on its surface just false advertising, in my mind.
Tesla's defense? This is marketing, protected speech. We never said our cars are autonomous. Look at our disclaimers. They even rebranded to full self-driving, supervised. In the past, this defense worked. For years, Tesla has faced lawsuits from investors, customers, and victims around the company's self-driving claims. Those cases were dismissed or settled. But that's changing. In August, one finally broke through. And then there's Florida.
A Miami jury has found Elon Musk's car company Tesla was partly responsible for a deadly crash in Florida involving its autopilot driver assist technology. The company must pay the victims more than $240 million in damages.
The judge wrote that a reasonable jury could find that Tesla showed reckless disregard of human life for the sake of developing their product and maximizing profit. But the case in Florida might be a blip compared to California.
They really don't want anyone to conclude as a matter of law that Tesla has lied about the fact that these vehicles can operate autonomously.
This case has been dragging through the courts for a few years. A decision is finally expected in October. But here's the problem for Tesla. Even if Tesla wins, other states can still file their own lawsuits. All they win is the status quo. But if Tesla loses, they could be banned from their biggest state market, and it becomes a legal fact that their autonomous vehicles aren't real.
They're going to get walloped with a whole bunch of more legal actions against them, likely by both governments and by private plaintiffs bringing class action lawsuits. It seems like they would be writing very large checks to a lot of different people for having misled them.
Thanks for watching. If you liked what you saw, please like and subscribe. And if you have ideas for future things we should cover, please put them in the comments.